Alright, main story time. So I'm gonna go through the main story mission by mission and talk a little bit about what choices I made in those missions and why. So the first real choice was in Hushed Whispers, where you get to choose between helping the mages or help the Templars. Now, I'm pretty certain that 90% of people choose to help the mages, because I don't think BioWare didn't give the Templars a strong enough case, because I couldn't see a reason to help them. Up until this point, they had all been jerks to me, while the mages had been friendly. Maybe if you... I don't know, maybe if you're an anti-mage kind of character, or you really like Templars, I'm not sure. But I chose the mages, and at the end, that whole quest was really cool. And at the end, I choose to offer them a full alliance, because we don't need, this is the fate of the world. We're trying to fix the world, and we can't have people who don't perform at 100%. And just having them as slaves, that wouldn't work with me at all. Alright, let's jump forward a bit to Wicked Eyes and Wicked Hearts, which was the ball in Orlais. And here you get to choose between a few characters who you want as an ally and who you want to die, basically. So, in the end, I choose to support Celine. Gaspard was way too warmongering for my tastes, and we already have a pretty good army. Now we need good political support, and we need a good politician who can keep Orlais together and perhaps help form alliances with Ferelden. So I chose Celine. It was a pretty no-brainer for me. You can also choose to aid Brianna, but I know she was too much of a wild card, basically. I didn't know what kind of army she came with. Like, we have scouts. She probably came with all the elves. But then again, Orlais would be like in chaos, or I no, there was too many uncertainties, so I couldn't support Brianna. Gaspard was executed because he tried to take the throne, basically, by deceiving Celine. Of course, this is where we saw Morgan, and that was fun. Very fancy. We all knew we would see Morgan again because we'd seen it in the trailers. But just it was nice having some connection back to the original Dragon Age. Alright, let's fast forward again to Here Lies the Abyss. Now, this was a very, very cool quest. In my world, Alistair was king, so the exiled warden was Stroud. So both Stroud and Hawk helped me fight the wardens, which hurt because I wanted the help of the wardens, and I wasn't used to fighting them. It didn't feel right at all, but it also. It's the Inquisition. We do what we have to do. And of course they were corrupted by blood magic, so it was the right thing to do. Now, of course, we have the final choice. Okay, so we're in this situation where we have to sacrifice either Hawk or Stroud. Alright? For all the others to escape. Now, I can understand if you have Alistair and Hawk. I have seen people really agonize over that choice because it's two characters that you really enjoy. In my case, I had Stroud and Hawk, and Stroud was in like Dragon Age 2 for perhaps 5 minutes. So I didn't really have that connection with Stroud. So, of course, I sacrificed Stroud, right? No, I sacrificed Hawk. Hawk stayed behind to save everyone, because that would be in his character. If I played Hawk, that is what he would have chosen. No, Corypheus was his responsibility, and it's just such a good, bittersweet ending to the Hawk character. Would my Hawk go down fighting to save the world? Heck yes, he would. He would. And when he said it, it was a no-brainer. You know, you needed Shroud to get reliable Warden allies. And would I choose reliable Warden allies, a small army, over Hawk? Again, it's the math. You know, Hawk is a great man, and I hated to see him go, but there you go. And oh, it was so bittersweet when I came out of the Fade, and Varric is like, "Where's Hawk? Where's Hawk?" And it was heartbreaking. And then you get to talk to Varric afterwards, and he's going to talk about how he felt about Hawk and the good memories he had, and that he had to write Meryl because, you know, Hawk was dead. And I think I've seen people who saved Hawk, and I think that sacrificing Hawk makes for a much better story. It makes for a more bittersweet story. It makes it a story of sacrifice. And it really pulls on your heartstrings much more than, okay, you know, he survived and he's gone. No, so I don't regret that one bit. And I loved it. I loved that whole scene and the repercussions of that scene. Hawk was a badass, and he went out like a badass. Oh, Hawk, so cool. Alright, next quest was what Pride had wrought when you attacked the Temple of Mythal. So I completed the Elven rituals, I allied with the Ancient Elves, and when you came up to the Well of Sorrows, Abelas surrendered the well to me to do as I wished. Of course, all power comes with a price. That's what he said. And he didn't really tell us what price we're talking about here. So it's either me or Morgan who's going to drink from the well, or we just leave it alone. So we want that knowledge to fight Corypheus. But I wouldn't drink from it, because I am the leader of the Inquisition. And I don't want to compromise my ability to lead, because I'm too important for that. I know it sounds very arrogant, but that's how it is. So instead, of course, I told Morgan to drink from the well. That was interesting. Again, I think that's a choice. That's a good choice. I liked that. It fit well with his character, and it fit well with Morgan's character. So we're coming up on the final quest of the main game. Flemeth took the soul from Morgan's child. That's what I did. That whole scene when you chase Kieran through the Fade, and you can see that Morgan is really distraught. And I like to see that. I like that side of her, because you haven't really seen that side of Morgan before. She was willing to sacrifice herself for another person. When did she do that last? Like, never. And it's nice to see this softer side of her. That she's human. And finally, there was a price she was not willing to pay for power. And that was really cool to see. Luckily, you know, Mythal, or in this case, Flemeth, took took the soul or something like that. Took the thing from Kieran, and everyone was happy. Yay! I like that. Alright, and the last quest, Doom Upon All the World, came next. And that came on very fast. He was like, suddenly Corypheus is here, and we just had to run out and fight him. It came on a bit too fast for my tastes, but okay, it was an epic battle, at least. Dragons fighting in the sky, and a heroic band of heroes fighting the would-be god. It was nice, it was cool. Then, of course, we have the Solas twist. We have the Solas twist. Now, there was something off when it came to Solas's character. I had figured that much out, but I didn't know what. And when he picked up the pieces of the orb, you know something was up, but I didn't know what. Until after the credits, when you saw that he was actually Fen'Harel, the Dread Wolf. And that blew my mind, because I did not see that coming, and that was fun. That was cool. That was so awesome. So he's gonna be the main antagonist in the next Dragon Age game, probably, if there is a next Dragon Age game. So let's go on with the... I played the other DLCs. I played the Dragon DLC where you fight the big dragon, and I played the DLC where you go down and find a Titan. Both good DLCs. More focused than side quests, so I like that about them. But I'm not going to dwell deeper into those. But I am going to talk about Trespasser, because that's a prologue to this whole thing. So, Liliana was named Divine. I didn't stop Cassandra from being Divine, but I think I gave her hints that I would rather be with her than she going off and be Divine. So I think that kind of put things in Liliana's favor. And that works for me. It feels like a natural evolution of Liliana's character. She was very pious, and she's gonna make a good, if a bit ruthless, Divine. You know, change is coming. And Cassandra, of course, thought I was gonna propose to her, and of course, this was a big joke set up by Varric. But I did say that if she was up for it, then one day, perhaps, we would marry. Because I love the girl. So, why wouldn't I? Again, Aaron Bull betrayed me. He was a Qunari through and through, so that's okay. All in all, I think Trespasser was a very nice wrap-up of the main game. And very good idea. And very well executed. So in the end, we met up with Solas, and that whole scene was just wonderful. I loved it. The music, the setting, the dialogue, and it really set up for a new Dragon Age game. And it's just something about his sadness that really gets to me. He doesn't really want to do it, but he has to do it for the elves. Again, I think this defines a good villain, is that he thinks what he's doing is the right thing. You know, he's not being evil, he's doing the right thing. So after the Solas scene, you get the choice between disbanding the Inquisition or keeping the Inquisition. And I felt that the Inquisition had done what it had come to do, basically. And I felt like disbanding it gave the story a very good conclusion. Now the world has been changed, now it needs to recover without having some force to look over it. And when it's needed again, the Inquisition might come back. Or another organization of some sort. And I liked how the advisors and Garrett met at the end of the game somewhere. Like, okay, the Inquisition is disbanded, but we're still here, and we still have Solas, and now let's take the fight to him. Let's go to Tevinter and get some help. Bam, end. Liked it. So yeah, that's a fairly quick run through of what I thought about the game and the choices I made. Not the best Dragon Age game, not the worst Dragon Age game. I like all Dragon Age games. So thank you, BioWare. It was really fun. I liked being in a position of power where you led a organization, because I like that. I like being the character in charge. And surround myself with brilliant people. And that's basically every BioWare game. But in this case, you have your own organization to take care of. And I like that. It was really cool. It was really fun. So it's going to be fun and interesting to see what they are coming up with next. Again, I'm personally hoping for less open world, more focus on story and dialogue, and just do it like you used to do. Do it like you used to do. Then I will be a very happy man. A very happy man. And that's it. That's my choices. That's the wrap up. That's my small discussion about Dragon Age Inquisition. So thank you for watching, everyone. It's been a good ride, and bye bye.